Good morning, FYI family, and welcome to our broadcast. Welcome around our morning table. Welcome around our breakfast table, good folks. Good to see all of you on the live this morning. Dolly Anderson leading the tuber, Siobhan McDonald, Edward Brooms. Good to have all of you. Deborah Clark, we see you there as well, Debs. Good to have you. Each and every one of you, Edward Brooms coming in. Paulette, good to have you. Good to have you, wonderful folks, joining us this morning. Send the link to someone. Share the live, please. Please and thank you. Smash that emoji button as well, folks. We want as many persons to get the valid and credible information as possible. Good to have you here. It's raining intermittently in Guyana. Heavy rains yesterday in Linden. Got an update on that for you wonderful folks. We got an update on that. They're pulling through. They're going to pull through. They're going to pull through. The good folks of Linden. Good morning to the Lord Mayor of Linden, Sharma Solomon, the Honorable. Good morning to the Regional Chairman as well of the Main Chang. Good morning to you, Darren Adams, well, Region Chairman of the region, Region 10. Just to be correct. Tessa Lane Eastman, we see you there, Tessa. Lennox and all the other folks joining us. If you're now coming into our broadcast, folks, share the live for us. Smash that emoji button and we encourage you to partner with us. We can keep these programs going. Good to see you, Marna and Orvin Dawn, Alexis, Clear Alexis Chomley. Good to have you on that end as well. Folks, consider sending us a one-time donation, or also you can feel free to partner with us on a monthly basis to help to keep our broadcast going. This is not about any political party or anything like that. This is about these programs, to keep these programs going. We really hope that you guys are good. We hope that you guys are well wherever you're joining us from. Wherever you're all joining us from this morning, we hope that you guys are great. How are you all doing? How was the night? We had such a fantastic time on our program last evening. And, still trying to recover from that. Still trying to recover from that. And making sure that we dot all the I's and we cross all the T's. But good to see you wonderful folks there. Good to see Anthony Jarvis with us this morning, or Don Cook with us this morning, stirring things up. Sharon D'Souza, good to have you, Sharon. Siobhan and Tessa. Lynn Fernandez. Lynn. Coming by you, Lynn. Couple days time. Going to be out last week in July, first week in August. We're going to be in the diaspora. Going to be in New York for a couple days. I want a backyard. I want a front yard. I want a patio. I have to look for some place. Would love to have a meet and greet with the wonderful folks there in Region 11, especially those in Queens and Brooklyn, New York. Love to see some of you. Snap a pic. Yeah, a little cut, a little shave up and so on. Look a little fresher. Snap a pic with some of you. Loretta Argyle. Warren Figueroa there in Long Island. I don't know if we can meet in Long Island. Maybe we should meet in Long Island. Warren says, let me get the comment. It's flitting by. It's running by. Something about the first district of Illinois around the morning. Yes. Warren Figueroa says from the first district of Illinois. Around the table. Around the breakfast table in Long Island. Good. We got to get a breakfast table somewhere out there. Leslyn Hamilton, Tessa Sunich, Luann Hall. Good to have all of you guys on the live this morning. It's quite a few things to go through. Dion Ryan Prashad. Good to have you there. Dion Ryan said talk about the Amsterdam story. Yep. Now that you mentioned that. We start with the first 15 folks. Like he was reading my mind. He was reading my mind because them boys trying with Kadaki. That's in the first 15 this morning. There's where we start. Irwin Don Cook, good to see you there. I was listening to Mark early on hosting Kadaki's program. Buxton Mornings, is it? Yeah. They're trying with all of us. Trying with all of us. Just won a case in the court a couple weeks, if not months ago, with that Jagabat. You all know is who. Remember the Jagabat? Won that case. And the former mayor and I, we were still in the court, 2 cases, traffic offenses. Well, one is a traffic offense. The other is inciting something, racial disharmony or something of that nature. So we're still there. But that is what they aim to do. They're always trying to misuse. Anybody been convicted yet with any cybercrime thing? Since the start on this rampage about cyber crimes, has anybody been convicted? Since the start misusing, abusing this cybercrime legislation, we learned yesterday that Kadeem, Amsterdam, was arrested. Trumped up charges, here these charges, that Kadeem tried to, what they said, allegedly inciting the murder of the president and other government officials. This sounds like madness to me. This sounds like a little distraction from Mucka. Vashti Magnot. This sounds like a little distraction from Mucka to me. Jacqueline Johnson. Again, arrested on 3 cybercrime offenses, using a computer system to transmit words encouraging murder, using a computer system to disseminate false information. And of course, that other one there about the president, the installed president. So we got to stand with our brother. That's why I said I was very happy when I saw Mark hosting the program this morning. Buxton Mornings. Let us pray for our brother. Some of it might entail some financial help. Don't know all of it. But I'm standing with Kadeem. You think I can choose these? It's a morning show. Think I can choose these? This installed cabal? That's not what I really wanted to say, but let me light up the things. We don't believe in violence and overturning governments by violent means. We can vote you out. We can turn you upside down with a ballot box. That's how we can kick them out. Never believed in that. Resorting to violence and force and all of that. Right? And when we give them the political beating, it can be well deserved. All this is a distraction. They want to keep your eyes off of Mucka. Quite convenient. They take a beating in Mucka yesterday. Quite conveniently. They got these trumped up charges now. The Working People's Alliance, Kadeem's party of choice, has condemned his arrest, stating that it was a flimsy accusation of committing cybercrime against a citizen. Sheila Boy Child Abira, flimsy. You know, this government could get a couple of things lined up properly. It's sickening to see them operate. So juvenile, so pedestrian, so elementary. Cyber crimes. You speak a word on social media like this, right? And they are emotionally distressed. Cyber crimes. They vex with you. A young woman sat down for close to an hour and detailed how she was preyed upon and raped. And I didn't see Dharamlal in handcuffs. He was invited down to the station. Invited. And they want to shackle Kadeem as though he's some animal. As though he's some criminal. That is how so elementary they are. But you see, when they want to humiliate you, Orindon. Margaret Nelson, good morning. When they want to humiliate you, these are the things that they're going to try to do. And the public must see you under duress. And under arrest, you're shackled. If they could put a mask on your face like your Hannibal Lecter, they would do that. Those are the images they want. Stay in place, Sherrod. That's what they say. Dr. Hines and Rickford Burke, y'all best stay in your place. But I'm coming out my place very soon, you can see that. Very soon I'm coming out my place. Because I will do everything in my power to fight them. Everything. At every level. To fight them. Stay in your place or else this is what's in store for you. And then you have a woman like Gail Teixeira who's going to go before the UN Human Rights Committee. And so we don't arrest social media activists and so on. People can say what they want to say freely. That's when they talk with a mouth. That's when it... Jacqueline said long rope short. You know what I mean on the streets. Right? Jacqueline might be inciting me there. Somebody might be offended with that. Long rope short. Coffee now come. You can't go to help these days, you know. It's a long time I didn't write a letter to for somebody. You can't. Coffee now come. We gotta stand with our brother. Serious times. And if they could take some of us off the board before elections, that's begun, you know. You start attacking your political enemies like this, it has begun. It has begun. But I know we're fired up and ready to go. Fired up and ready to go. You know what saved me? You all don't understand the things that run through your head doing these programs, unscripted. Live programs especially, where you can't go back and edit out. Right. But I have the distinction of having done law. Read law, got my bachelor's of law degree. Sometimes I don't even remember the law. LLB. LLB is a Latin phrase. I can't remember all of it now. I can see it in my head. Can't remember the pronunciation. My Latin is a little rusty. LLB is a Latin phrase which means bachelor's of law degree. God, actually, in my head, I'm always thinking slander and libel and all of those things. Informing what I say. Because don't think they got somebody in a dark room looking at an envelope, writing down what you're saying here. Waiting for you. Waiting for you. It's not a day to write me. Wanting to know why I called, allegedly, called the Prime Minister house slave. That's what the Ethnic Relations Commission wasting the time doing. No crime committed. It's in the ring they want to come, you know. It's on the morning show, the breakfast table here. That's where they want to come. Ethnic Relations Commission. They write to me. They want to know. Why call him? Is that a crime? There are a lot of thin-skinned people in this political thing, you know. A lot of thin-skinned people. You know, Naomi, they walk like a duck, look like a duck, it smell like a duck as well. How you come ask me if he's a house slave? Ipso facto. Somebody tell me what that means. Ipso facto. My Latin a little rusty. Is it Latin? My Latin a little rusty. It walk like a duck, it quack like a duck. Jolly. It must be. Keep cracking your prayers, people of faith out there. You can help in some way. Certainly he's going to need some help, and we're going to back him. We're informed that Nigel Hughes has confirmed this arrest. We posted Some of what Nigel said on Facebook yesterday. And no doubt Nigel perhaps is looking into Kadaki's interests legally. Folks, Hughes Fields and Stobie represented me before. Arguably the best, they could arguably say the best law firm in this country. Got some real lawyers with heart. Young people. I'm so happy to see Nigel always investing in the future, investing in youth, investing in our young people. So I have no doubt Nigel is going to take a personal interest in this matter, Ingrid Crawford. In this matter. Nero DeJean, we see you there. We see you there. Nero DeJean. Nero says, good morning, Sherrod. You're late, though. Good morning, Coral Providence. Ingrid Crawford and Marlin. Margaret Forbes. Morning to all of you. Sudhari. Ayabo. Ain't see Ayabo in a little bit. Ayabo said we just got to keep fighting. That's the spirit. That's what we got to keep doing. We got to keep fighting. Got to keep fighting. Karam Chan. Good to see you, Karam Chan. Elizabeth Narayan said, Jack, you're calling everybody low life. When he come from Mahika Bagdam, we he cybercrimes charge. We he cybercrimes charge there. See Naomi? Naomi's a distraction. When you all see Naomi Drucker, tell her for me, she's a distraction. Something to write home about. Yeah. So good to see all of you on the live this morning. Pace and power. Power and pace. And we're going to keep following this, folks, and supporting. The congressman from the 1st District of Illinois was in Mecca yesterday. I like how we shut them down. I like how we shut them down. Don't come around with funny. Shut down. See? Look. We're in a bad way. Where statecraft is concerned and governance, we're in a bad way. There's a way in which you do things. In a democracy especially. There's a way you conduct yourself. When you hold an office. I respect you all. That's why I come here looking. I respect myself. Put on a clean shirt. I don't like too much of my neck out. I don't like my collar flapping like as a pimp. Not that I'm saying I'm not or I am. I cannot confirm nor deny. But there's a way. You see Kwame yesterday? Tight up. Any tighter, he 2-inch exposed. Any tighter, you could see heart beating. If they got a heart. Look at the congressman. Don't be a distraction. You're looking after the people. You tight up. No posture, you're just there. Look at the congressman. Representing his people. Serious. Look how he comports himself. Kwame's a sitting minister. Spoke in Mecca yesterday. All over the place. incoherent, trying to paint a picture like his government is so inclusive. The congressman spoke unscripted, coherent, logical. Kwame want views down. The PPP government don't know how to listen. And we pointed out countless times. Everyone has a habit. You start asking a question, he cut you off and jump in. Or shut you down completely. Shut you down completely. They do not listen. And it's the one thing with all of them. Kwame McCoy, Valencia Wren, and all the other house. They came to shut down the people of Maka once more yesterday. You go to a place like Maka, where people got a lot of hurt and a lot of grievances. How you can tell them they could only talk for 30 seconds or a minute? You could only talk for 30 seconds or a minute. You gotta summon the ancestors of some of these people, you know. Some of the ancestors, for some of them, you can talk for 30 seconds. Well, I'm happy the congressman shut that down early. Take a look.
So if you would like to speak, an indication of hands, there's someone that could go around the floor. I will give you the mic.
Thank you so much for that. But if I could have a point of privilege, this is a family dialogue. If one person wants to talk longer, I am available to listen. So we're going to do this like we're sitting in the kitchen. I want to hear from you. I want to know the challenges. And so I'm not here representing your government. I'm here as a representative from my district, of the 1st District of Illinois, and I want to hear from you. And I hope you would be as candid as you can. Some people are going to take longer because they have more to say, and I appreciate that. So in that spirit, I thank you.
No problem.
That's a fellow that clearly understands governance. You are where you are as a result of the people. You have to listen. Some people got more things to say than others. He talked for more than 30 seconds, Kwame. But he wants to hold the people of Maka to that standard. 30 seconds to a minute. And then they're hustling you off. I didn't see Kwame making no notes. Valencia said she's doing some dissertation. See, she got a pen and paper. But it didn't come for listen. They came as some set pieces. Not so. That was their role there. They came into the fray as some set pieces. That's the wickedness of it, you know. That's the mischief. The mischief. Listen to some of what the congressman said yesterday before the residents of Maka started speaking. Somebody said, briefly.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. Thank you to members of the government. But most importantly, I'd like to thank you and the local community for coming out today and giving me this opportunity to hear from you. I'm Congressman Jonathan Jackson, born and raised in the city of Chicago. But let me just share with you a brief remark. We are one people connected by oftentimes just one boat stop. The history of slavery that has separated our people. We are the people of the diaspora, be it from Brazil to the northern coast of South America, throughout the Caribbean, through North America. We're one people that have been separated by one boat stop. I am here as one of your brothers, one of your colleagues, one of your friends. I want to hear from you. I don't have a speech to give you. I want to know your hopes. I want to know your ambitions. I want to know your challenges. I want to know the pains that you've expressed. I've gone around the country. I've been offered this opportunity to be here today by President Ali. I want to thank him for having extended that opportunity. President Ali also encouraged me to meet with the opposition and to come into the community and listen and to talk to you. That's why I've taken them up on that. I thank you for receiving me this morning. I know our histories have so many parallels. I went by the Statue of Emancipation in 1763 to see the statue of a great liberator and the abolitionist, if you will, Cuffy. It immediately shook my bones to think that it was 1963 that Reverend Martin Luther King gave that magnificent speech of "I Had a Dream," that you all had long fought for the abolition of slavery many years before we were even recognized as human beings in North America. We're one people. We trace our history back to 1619 in the United States. I've heard of 1627 here, and it was even before that. We are in so many ways in our infancy of understanding the long, dark night that we've been through in our history. So, in the spirit of bringing us together, understanding what we can do together, understanding what this government must be held accountable for, the challenges that we face, I've come out to hear from you as a representative of the United States Congress, representing the 1st Congressional District, and I would like to share with my colleagues what I've heard from you. And at that, I would like to take a seat. And if you'd be so kind, not to have this as a monologue, me talking to you, but as a dialogue, you sharing with me what I should know, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You know, it's sad that it took a Florida congressman from Illinois to come and treat the people of Mocha with little dignity and respect. It's sad. Ali wasn't there with that same behavior. Irfan Ali was in Mocha with that same nasty behavior. Listen to the congressman. Elizabeth and Savage and Vashti. Listen to a leader who leads people, not animals. Irfan Ali, Barjak Dio, Alan Nandalal, Ashni Singh. Ashni, you're going to run away again. You're going to run away again. He said, I want to know your hopes. Huh? When last you had a leader who said, I want to know your hopes. I want to tell you my hopes. I want to know your motivations. I want to know where you're coming from. That long, dark night. I want to know your fears, your ambitions. No, Ali want to do all the talking. He want to know nothing. He want you know what he want you know. All the good is we. All the bad is the opposition. That's why I started by saying, we far down. We so far down when we reach up, we feel in bottom. We so far down, we reach up. It's bottom we touching. I want to know your hopes, your dreams. I want to know your fears and your pains. Irfan Ali. That is how leaders operate. Not bullyism. Not by setting up people for make things look nice when things really are nice. Who are doing dissertation and this road and this benefiting these people here. And they should be grateful and happy. Very sad state of affairs. But after the responses, as you know by now, and the things the folks at Mocha had to say, Kwame jump in, run in. Oh, he got it correct. That was not what the process was for. What was he even doing there? Trying to stage manage the congressman. He got to put you right. And the man shut you down again. Take a look. Take a listen.
Congressman, if I may, because I sit here
And it is really an affront to my reputation as a member of this government. And I take it very seriously. Very seriously. Now, there have been many things said here, and that's fine. People can have their views. But we must be able to be factual and to be accurate. And you would notice that in this very room, everybody's going to have a chance. I have time. Everyone will have a chance. This is my right to reply as a government. I will not allow it. Everyone will have a chance. I am saying,
President, President,
for those who are claiming, racism at the hands of the government, let us just think about whether the issues that are before us has anything to do with race versus what the reality is. I know you came here well coordinated from the new army. I know you came here well coordinated. One moment, please. One moment, please. One moment. Excuse me. One moment, please. One, one moment. May I get your attention for one moment? Is this the impression? Is this the impression we want to give the Honorable Congressman? Everyone will get an opportunity to speak one at a time. Please, let's show respect to our distinguished guests by one person speak at a time, please. We cannot hear everyone at the same time. You all have valid points to make. In an orderly manner, we will capture what you're trying to say. So please. If I could have a moment, please. What I would like to do, and I thank you so much for your candor, I would like to limit this conversation to the residents reporting to me. Mr. McCoy, if you would grant me that privilege, if persons could form a line, share with me your thoughts, give your expressions, and I would say respectfully, in the interest of time, so that other neighbors could share as well, please make your point and we can accommodate quite a few people.
Yeah. Talk about who was coordinated. folks, folks, I don't know why the PPs expose themselves like that. I don't know why. This going good. A pack of crosses. This going good. And then expose themselves. Here's Kwame trying to abuse down the people. Look at the distinction. Two elected officials, you know. The congressman says, I've come to listen to you. Look the contrast with Kwame. Is it news and you? Is it news and you? Jesus have mercy. You know, you can look at the political outfit. You might not agree with them. But you say, you know what? They got the strengths. Right? They got the strength. Ba. One of the PP strengths. One of the Met somebody the other day, said, give me the eye. One of the strengths, they don't wash the dirty linen in public. Not too often. We saw a little back and forth between Priya and Dharmlal the other day. You don't see that often. That's one of the strengths. They don't wash the dirty linen in public. All of them know that Congress is rigged. Anil Vex, Frank Vex, all of them know it was rigged. But again, stay and bun. They ain't got no run. But you know what's one of the purposes of the PPP? Big shout out to Melly Mel on the live this morning. Well, Melly Mel on your live, you know you've reached somewhere, eh? This life. But that's a primus. Or that's a primus on the live this month. When Odessa and Melly Mel on you live, you must know you've reached the top in this life. I'm marking today down. Today's what day again? The 29th day. That's why I know I meet some way. Might be too far, but it's a little way. When Melissa Atwell, Melly Mel, and Odessa Primus, who makes me late for many programs, on you live, you must know you're that little way. Good morning, beautiful ladies. But the point I'm making, one of the things I can't stomach by the PPP is that they don't have range. And when I say that, I say this. It's not that Kwame has a views down mode and then he has a statesman mode. It's just views down. That's it. He got carried one gear. He carried one gear. And it's nonsense. It's views down. What's the new? Is the new? Look how that situation was a tinderbox, combustible situation. And look an elected leader bring that situation back. That's a leader. The leader must set the tone. The leader got to set the pace. He ain't testing the temperature in the room. That's what Kwame doing. The leader must set the temperature. He's the thermostat. He can tell you how high the pitch must go. He's the conductor of the orchestra. Highly volatile. The people will run out and say, look, the thugs, the hooligans. But that congressman skillfully brought that situation back under control and said, here's what would happen. And a point of privilege. I can hear from the people here. I can hear from these people here. The people ain't got no range. It's not like they can do the little corrupt, right? But you're seeing some solid projects being done. So you could say, all right, we can't eliminate corruption completely. We can mitigate it. Not them. Them it's full corruption. Full corrupt. There's no range in them. You ever listen to PP press conference? From that whole thing yesterday, listen to the coherence of the congressman. We learn a phrase on a point of privilege. We will say on a point of order. On a point of privilege. You could listen to Jagdio for 15 hours. You won't learn one new word. You're going to know who's low life. You're going to know who's rice eater, who's hungry belly, shallow belly. You won't learn anything new. You won't be edified in any way. In a bad way. When we reach up, we touch him bottom. That's how far down we are. And when you come, put us next to people who understand governance and good governance and transparency and democracy, will always come up short. The best thing that Kwame could have done yesterday and Valencia was stay out of that event completely and not show themselves up so badly. Not show up this government so badly. You stand there, you're accusing people. You don't know. You have your assumptions. Is the APNU send you? Is they put you up to this? Is the APNU faction? You already take a side. And you already write off 3/4 of the audience. Congressman say, I come to listen. You know what the PPP say? I come to talk. And that will always be the difference in this country. I come to listen. No, the PPP come to bulldoze, break down, destroy lives. That will always be the difference. That will always be the difference. Right? I see some folks saying range also includes intellect, but clearly deficient. Brenda Moore says Jack just spews out everybody. Yes, and everyone said it. Lucky Thursday. Who will lash lucky? That's a mode. One mode that got no range. Lucky Thursday. The press conference and the vice president. Who will lash lucky? And he finds that that's normal. Who will lash lucky? And then when they get in lash the vex, they want to lock up people for cyber crimes. When people lash him back, he can go and lash whoever you want verbally. When people lash him back verbally, oh, it's cyber crimes. Who is low life and who is this and who is that? And then all of a sudden, right? We can get some cyber crimes. And it's very sad what they want to do. Very, very sad what they want to do. It's very, very sad. I would say, unfortunate that they got the hands on the levers of power in this country. But you see, we're accustomed to it. But we got to start setting a higher bar. Our bar for the PPP is set too low. It's set much too low. And that is a challenge that we have in this place. The bar is set too low. You see? Too low. Much too low. I want to go on to some other things, of course. I was hoping to go on to some other things. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Trying to work some magic at the back here. So many things you got to do. You're trying to host these programs. You see? Doing my own story now. So many things you got to do. Apologies if I get it wrong. Trying to work some magic here. Y'all forgive me. What's happening there? I don't know. Yeah. Trying to work some magic here, folks. I didn't intend to dwell so long on this. But it irks you because they're a representation of us. That congressman goes back to Illinois, goes back to Congress, and he's saying, oh my God. Oh my God. What's happening there? What's going on? Sad state of affairs. Confusing myself. Very sad state of affairs. Look what's happening in Linden. Linden went good. Linden went good. Right? Good. And then the PPP went. You see? There's some of what happened in Linden over the last few hours. Some of what happened in Linden over the last few hours. The flooding in Linden. Flooding in Linden, folks. Some of what went down. Some of what went down. Yep. Some of the scenes from the flooding in Linden overnight. Share that live for us, good folks. Smash that emoji button as well. Our thoughts with the good folks there of Linden. Some of what transpired overnight. They're telling us they didn't have too much of rain in the overnight, and so some of this is receding and getting better. That's what they're telling us here. Some of it might be better. Now, I was talking early on with the chairman of Region 10. I saw the Prime Minister put out a statement that Linden is getting some help. You see, when they see these things, you got to go and verify for yourself, you know. You got to go and verify for yourself. Don't take them like that. Don't take them at face value. Don't take them at face value, folks. Some of the scenes coming out of the mining Chong in particular, but Region 10 inundated with water over the last 48 hours. A lot of homes flooded. My Lord. A lot of homes flooded there. And that's just some of the scenes. Let's pray for the good folks in Linden. Pray for the good folks in Linden. As I said, the folks said it's a little better now. But we're watching it, folks. We're watching it. And as we know more, good folks, you're going to know more as well. Just some of what's happening there in Linden, sorry. Mucka's in my mind. And our thoughts and our prayers with the folks at Linden. A lot of water in people's homes. A lot of water in people's homes. The government, by the way, have said that they've dispatched some, what do you want to call it? Personnel, as it were, to Linden. They use all these terms, multi-agency, something, something, something. That's according to them. That's according to them. So we can keep following this, folks, and we should have an update for you later on what is the state of affairs when it comes to this flood and so on, and how much of it has receded. We learned that some of it has receded since, but this is just some of what we're following. Yeah. It's like this rainy season come out of nowhere. The government is never prepared for it. It come out of nowhere. Right? It just come out of nowhere. Caught them unawares. At least that's what they have us believe. Caught them unawares. Very interesting. But we're gonna try to get an update from the mayor and the chairman of Region 10, Mayor of Linden, chairman of Region 10, ASAP. Just some of the images coming out of the mining town, how they've been inundated with water. Sad state of affairs. You know that they keep themselves out of Linden, they're good. Good. Right? But they're not giving these places the resources that they deserve. They're not doing it. And that's why we're seeing some of this. They hold back on the resources. Give the people the resources they deserve. Take your hand off the system, and these places would function. You know, they would move ahead independently. But alas, it's not to be. So this is what we're following this morning, good folks. Thanks for staying with us. I want to hit on some other things before we almost at that time. Almost at that time. A fast and prayers for the people of Linden, like we pray for the people of Mocha. Lucky Amsterdam this morning, detained by police. Thoughts and prayers with him. And our support as well. You think it's one thing wrong in this country? Ali telling the banks to keep up. He got to keep up. About how you lead. You see, he's always talking, you know. He listening to the banks. Maybe they got challenges. And they've told him one of the challenges is a shortage in foreign currency. Folks, and watch this. I spoke with some business people yesterday, and they've said container freight charges have gone up. Charges to import a container, 4,000 or 5,000 US is now 10,000. That's what we're hearing. So look out for prices going up too. They're not going to cushion that. They're not going to subsidize that. They're going to pass it on to the consumer. And that's what the businessman was saying. The business people, rather. Right? Business people, they say, Sherrod, it's coming. They sent me the documentation all yesterday that freight charges have gone up for whatever reason. And so look out for another increase in prices. He come out now, he want to do all the talking, keep up. Maybe if you listen a little bit, you'll know the challenges. They've been inspiring in no way, motivating in no way. Keep up with what? Corruption, scandal, mismanagement. Keep up with what? COVID presented an opportunity for us to bring more people into the banking system formally. But this government, they were contented with lugging suitcases around neighborhoods. Oh, the congressman will be shocked. Could you imagine he as a congressman in Illinois with a suitcase of money, going community to community, take 1,000, take 1,500, pink slip. He would be shocked. The congressman would know they had COVID relief. Melissa would know. Well, Odessa would know. Americans had COVID relief. Sent to your bank. Ching, to your bank account. You tell people keep up. The government the leader got to set the pace. I remember going at JFK at the counter to pay for my bag. $30. Right? The woman treated me like I was in mafia. No, sir. We don't take cash here. 30 US dollars to pay for the bag. She said, no, we don't take We don't take cash. We don't wash money here. The lady pointed me to a machine. She said, you see that machine there? See that thing over there? See that little metal box over there? If you go there and you push that $30 in, you'll get a card back, and then you can pay. Yeah. Keep up, Irfan. Irfan, keep up. Keep up. You all know. You think when you touch them by JFK, you got any red shot body running behind you with a trolley? You better get your card to swipe, take out your trolley, put your bags, and then you go about your business, or you don't take a trolley if you don't want a trolley. You got nobody hustling you. Yeah, my uncle. Ade. You want trolley there? You want put in your card, swoosh. You got your trolley, put out, and you're gone. Keep up here, fun. Try to keep up. Try to keep up. No, look at them roads. Sinking. Them roads keeping up. Huh? Them roads keeping up. Oh, what a travesty. Roads sinking. Bridges just built. They said concrete roads and bridges supposed to be stronger than the asphaltic ones. You see concrete roads breaking up. Even keeping up. We should have been encouraging our citizens. Open a bank account so that the next COVID cash grant could come directly into your bank account. 4 years in, when are you going to sell up promises for the pensioners? But every month they got to go and line up. That's if you're living in the city. If you're living in a place like Karasabai, to get your pension, a $30,000 pension, it's less than that. You got to pay $7,000 by bus to go to Latem. For $30,000 pension, $7,000 by bus. And if you want them to bring it into Karasabai, you got to wait every 2 months to get it. Every 2 months. Try to keep up your fund. Try to keep up. Right? And then the sinking funds. We saw this headline attributed to Ali and Maut, Pauline Sukai. No one will be left out of Guyana's massive transformation. Well, I just painted a picture there of the massive transformation happening. Massive transformation. Massive. Right? That's what's happening in Mokka. That's why those people are complaining to the congressman. They don't like the massive transformation apparently. That's happening. That's going down. Seems to be a dengue outbreak. Nobody's telling us anything. Try to keep up Irfan. Part of public health is informing citizens what's happening, advising them how to take precautions. We don't get none of the hay. Try to keep up Irfan. I'm begging. Over 100, 350 rather, dengue cases, they're telling us. Recorded. Over 300 in Region 6. For May alone, 350. That looks like an outbreak to me. Let's get dengue. Let's get dengue, Brenda. Skin contact. Let's get dengue. 350 cases. In Region 6 alone. In Region 6. It's hitting the region so hard. They've had to close the Port Morant Training School because of the dengue outbreak. That will make Jagnu press conference tomorrow. Right? You would see no press conferences from the Minister of Health, Frank Anthony, on that. You won't hear any questions on that from in the Vice President's press conference, Jagdio. He's going to allude to that in no way. And if it is raised, he'll say, talk to Dr. Frank Anthony. He want to talk about what happened in Norton press conference. That's what he gonna want to talk about. What went on in Norton's press conference. He want to talk about dengue and this outbreak. The Pope Moran training school had to close. It means there's an outbreak in the whole training school. Had to close. What Frank doing? He asleep at the wheels? He's so broken by the defeat in the internal rigged elections of the PPP and catch himself yet. Well, the Port Moran training school closed. And this is in their heartland. Port Moran, this PPP heartland, if you can't protect your own people, how the folks in Maka going to fare? How they going to fare? Look story here now. These are big headlines, you know. Look how we backward. Now a system should running. Look, folks, you see, we in this thing so long. We don't understand how backward we backward. Linden Town Council has just received its first subvention disbursement for 2024. This is mid-year. June is a couple of days away. It's mid-year. The budget was passed in February. May month 10 going into June. Linden is receiving its first subvention for 2024. That's one. Let me talk about governance. But you want to lock up Kadaki when you talk about your mismanagement and about the incompetence. That's what. This is May month 10. Linden is receiving its first subvention for 2024 in May, June. You gotta wonder how Linden is cleaning its drains, rainy season upon us. Its canals, preparing for the rainy season. You gotta wonder. But more than that, look story here. See Tina on the live this morning. There's a big show this morning. Tina Chung on the live. Elizabeth Narain on the live, another Chung. Melly Mel on the live. Odessa on the live. Welcome, folks. Look story here now. The minister got to go to Linden and hand over the subvention, hand over the check. So apparently, the Linden Town Council don't have an account you could just credit the check. He got to go by hand. And his government telling the banking sector to keep up. You understand where we are? Folks, if you look at anything in Guyana for standard, your bar done set low. A minister government left Georgetown and go and carry a subvention check. The first one for the year 2024 to Linden by hand. And you got a hand in over ceremony and people stand up smiling. I said, thank you, minister. And some of y'all go and carry a mall around the neck, wear a shut, and greet them and say, thanks for coming, Irfan, thanks for coming. And in 2024, I saw them debuting some flying cars the other day. So we there. Flying cars. I think it's just a big drone. And a minister of left Georgetown. Go on an $85,000 flight. Stay at a hotel. You know? To hand over a check. You could you fathom? I'm not so familiar with Biden's secretaries. Give me one of them. A secretary in the Biden cabinet to get a little subvention to Illinois. He got to take a plane and fly down to Illinois and say, we bring a little financial relief for y'all. Here's the check. Could you imagine where we there? But all Jack Johan focus on is what happened in the Norton press conference. What Norton said, what Norton do. If Norton could dance, Norton can dance. That's what you want to focus on. And what Irfan is focused on, he look back here and say, what taps? He start for wine. Someone that can change the system. Backward, incompetent bunch. 2024, you got to take a check, fly to Linden, and hand over the subvention. Because this to you is what government, this is the example of government working. But you're abusing the banking sector. Pick up the pace. And you can't debit a check from central government to the municipality in Linden. You have to fly by plane to carry a check. Because you got to get your mala around your neck, you got to get your welcome. You got to get your photo up. What a waste. Yeah, that's where we are. But the headline, that's the headline. And that's the photograph in today's papers. Linden Town Council receives 2024 subvention in the middle of the year. In the middle. The national budget was passed in February, March, April, May. Those monies were passed in the budget in February. It takes 3 months. And how many days to move it from Georgetown to Linden? And Sukai is talking in this morning's papers about transformations. No one will be left out. But I don't want to be part of this one. I don't want to be part of this transformation happening here. It's backward and incompetent. Done with that, they should read this lady book. Young lady launched this book, Guyanese and Corporate Governance. They got to read some of this. That's what they got to do. Read some of this, Irfan. Read some of this. It might do you well. Read some of it. And maybe you can keep up, as you're asking the banking sector to do. Maybe you can keep up. Love to see when Guyanese keep moving on, keep moving up, especially when Guyanese are writing. You know, too much is lost. You got people with a lot of institutional knowledge. It's never passed up because they die with all of it. This lady said, we ain't doing like that. And so Carrie Graves-Andy Bart has a compilation of corporate governance guidelines for new entrepreneurs. She launched it recently. A compilation of corporate governance guidelines for new entrepreneurs. I don't know her. I can commend it to y'all. I can commend it to y'all. Any help you can get, take it. Take it. Says the book features, the key areas include risk management, financial reporting, stakeholder engagement. That was a stakeholder engagement yesterday, Maka, you know, handled very badly by Kwame and Valencia and the others. So they need to copy this. Stakeholder engagement, ethical decision making, friends, family, and favorites. They gotta get this book. It features real life case studies, they say, illustrating how successful entrepreneurs have implemented effective governance practices. Like Graves-Andy Bart, write this book for them. Like she write this book for them. I want to commend it. You know, a Guyanese young lady, an author now. Support her if you can. I think it's available on Amazon, available on Kindle. Support her if you can. Take a read. I'm going to take a read too. Right? That's some of what's happening on that front, folks. I want to wrap up now. I've been wrapping up for a little while. Not industrial accident. Not industrial accident at the Breeden Hoop shore base. They say this is an employee of Sapiens Guyana Inc. seriously injured on Saturday after this accident at the Breeden Hoop shore base. West Coast, Demerara. This is Collis Halls, who's the operator who got hurt. And the Labor Ministry said they've launched an investigation. Yeah, of course. A 400-ton crawler. You know, looks like an excavator. Toppled during a test loading exercise 400 tons. Thankfully, Carlos walked away with his life. Thankfully, but Ministry of Labor investigated. According to them, remember the GDF rank who was shot in the region of his heart during a home invasion recently? He has regained consciousness, they tell us. Want to wish him the best. Well, they haven't found the perpetrators yet. They haven't found the perpetrators yet. No. Crime. This is Guyana Defense Force Private Kadeem Khan regains consciousness. Azim Khan. He was shot on the 5th of May during that home invasion. Want to wish him the best. Right? They said he suffered injuries to his heart, spleen, and lungs, leaving him unable to communicate or move. His heart, his spleen, his lungs. Want to wish him the best. Says chances of survival 50-50. You get 1% and you got God, you're good to go. 50-50. Pray for him. Not a victim of crime in this country. Spiraling. Watching that too. Look story. Electrical technician injured at the National Stadium. See that? Injured at the National Stadium last Friday. Again, Labor Ministry said they conducted an investigation. You all see the spike or surge in industrial accidents? Neil McGarrell, an electrical technician, is the person who got injured. Right? And he was at the time conducting voltage tests on an electrical panel. I think the CPL matches are playing there or whatever cricket tournament you have coming up. Voltage tests. During the procedure, an electrical short circuit occurred, resulting in a fault that escalated to flames, causing burns to both hands and part of his face, according to the Ministry of Labor. Both hands. Thoughts and prayers with Neil McGarrell. It's a lot. Industrial accidents going up. Bit of good news from the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. They're calling this a landmark achievement in reproductive surgery, led by Roseanne, Dr. Rafi Roseanne. They said a 40-year-old with secondary infertility due to blocked fallopian tubes. Through surgery, that was rectified. Blocked fallopian tubes. The surgical intervention included a bilateral tubal reconstructive tuboplasty surgery. Yeah. So kudos to the folks there working hard. Right? Kudos. Not only was this surgery successful, but they're saying that a pregnancy test returned positive. Right? After the surgery, pregnancy test returned positive after the surgery, and the woman gave birth to that baby on May 20th. Yeah, so from infertility to surgery to pregnancy to conception. Good work to all the doctors and staff there at the GPHC. Where there are areas for us to say kudos and well done, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Somebody said no kudos to Frank. No kudos to Frank according to Coral Providence. She know a little more. She know the whole thing. And that's it, folks. That's it. That's where we're going to leave you guys this morning. I think that's it. Yeah, we got it. The teacher strike still happening. Wanted to alert you on that. They're not on the street every day, but they're involved in different activities during the course of any given week. And then they might do a 2 days or a 3 days picket protest. But that teacher strike is still happening. All of these things we're dealing with, folks. Still trying to get government to audit Exxon. Now, all this money could be coming to communities, Muckle and Linden, or any other community in this country for real development. But alas, we ain't getting no way with audits of Exxon. They said they spent all this money, and if we can't verify it was actually spent on those things, then we're being shortchanged. And Guyanese people don't get the benefit of that money. You see, we got to do so much better. Well, Venezuela having it. Venezuela have just revoked the invitation for EU election observers. They got an election coming up. And the US have been very, very strong that this election must follow a certain course. May thought she'd get a Nobel Prize here. She swooped down and tried to hammer out an arrangement. If you stick to this timeline and these issues, we can lift some of the oil sanctions and so on. Maduro listening. Maduro went carried him to Argyle. Tells to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He said, I can stop being so licorice, wanting Guyanese territory. Right? He come back, he start building bridges on Ankoko. He said, put a whole town there and coming further. So clearly, he listened to nobody. Revoked the invitation of EU election observers. So what's happening on that front? Believe it or not. And then we got some movements out of the UN talking about small island developing states, being encouraged to, one of the areas here is climate change and how it can affect small islands, developing states disproportionately to other countries, especially more developed countries, even though we are not the ones contributing to the damaging effects we have on our environment. But yet we're going to feel the brunt of it. Climate change, rising oceans, islands could disappear. May, June rain, we expect that, but sometimes this May, June rain now come with a little extra. And so the Secretary General of the UN is encouraging some action there to safeguard. A lot of funding is needed for mitigation activities in these small island developing states. And finally, folks, you all remember they assassinated Jovenel Moïse, the former president there in Haiti. Still don't know all the facts. Not assassination attempt. But the Haiti Transition Council has finally tapped someone to be prime minister. And they're now looking to pass prime minister there in Haiti to hold the fort and to stabilize things. At least that is the expectation. And this transitional council, they have appointed Gary, I think it's Connell, as the interim prime minister. Gary Connell as that interim prime minister there in Haiti. And that's going to do it for us this morning, folks. A couple of things we wanted you to know as you start the day today. That's going to do it for us. That's our time, good folks. And that's our program. Thanks for joining us this morning. Ravi Dirup wants to know if he done already. How much more Ravi want? And believe it or not, that was about 18 things we told you about here. It's about 18. And Ravi still want to know. We done already? Folks, share the line before you go. Smash that emoji button. Those of you coming back to watch it. Partner with us as well so we can keep these programs going. Wenda and Sandra Hanover, Deirdre, let me go. Coral Providence, Claire Alexis Chamley, Lester Williams. I see Sandra, and all the other folks. All 1,500 of you. Before you go, smash that emoji button for us. And give us a share. Give the program a share. Share to your friends on WhatsApp. You're on YouTube. Share that link. On your Facebook page, share it around, folks, so more folks get the valuable and credible information. Thanks for coming around our breakfast table this morning. Please and thank you. Still fighting this little coffee here. Nigel, good to see you there. Lucille and Yvonne, Heaven Faith, Edward and Claire, Coral and Bella, Yvonne, Good to see you, folks. Edward Brooms. That's going to do it for us, folks, this morning. That's our time, and that's our program. Stay safe. We're going to see you guys right back here on the next one.